Hey, Desiree. Hi, Adhan. What's the difference between sex and porn? That's common sense. I have bigger fish to fry. Um. Okay, so hi. Hey, Chris. Thank you for being here, moderator. Thank you. I don't need to put this up. We'll put this over here. I ran a little behind. My tripod leg fell off. I had to glue it back in place. I ain't playing. Well, hi, Chunky. You left it alone. The bracelet's still on. What? This tonight's topic is inappropriate for young children. You gonna say hi though? That's how you got here. We're talking about how you got here. Yeah, we're talking about how little people are made. Ooh, you stinky. You need your booty change. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Wave. In your cute little wavy way. No? Where's your earring? Oh, where's your earring? Mommy gonna be upset. Did she notice? Earring is missing. Uh-oh. Right? Uh-oh. Okay, we waiting on the chat to fill up. Hey, Kmar, how you doing? We waiting on the chat to fill up. You got to go play. You gotta go play. Mima gotta work. What? Lipstick? You want some? Kiss. Wait. Wait, Matt, don't touch it. Okay. All right. So, you gotta go play. Don't start that. You know me, I gotta work. Be a good girl. What? Where's your mommy? Where's mommy?
She's just sitting here.
She's just here. She's stinky.
She wants to be held, but Aubrey, you're not tiny no more, baby. I can't hold you and clean.
And me, I'm talking about inappropriate topics. Yes, we talk about inappropriate topics.
The magician. Why does he look like Willy Wonka?
I don't know. I don't like that deck. That's why Aubrey plays with it. I don't know. She's missing an earring. Did you notice? I said that. I said, did your mommy notice? I don't know. Yep, she's missing one. The box. Do you have the spare still?
Mm-hmm.
The box is up there. You just would need a back.
No, they took the spare.
Oh, they took the spare? Oh, why didn't they let you keep the spare?
Okay, I think that's proof.
Okay. All right. Love you. Love you. Okay. Okay, so. All right, who we got? We got Bella. Hey, everybody. Hey, came on, Desiree. Let me send out my link. We got 5 in the chat. She did have some things to say tonight. Hi, Jafina. How you doing? Let me send out my link to a few people and post it. So tonight we're talking about Shaq. My date doesn't know I have no arms and one leg. Lord have mercy. Wow. That's something that needs to be divulged in conversation. Anyway, Okay. Nope. Okay, posted there. And sent there. And one more spot. Okay, so assuming we all are adults here, we all grown up. I hope so. This is not for small children. If you have children in the room, get them out of the room. This is not for tiny ears. This is for adults only. The topic tonight is sex because, and I know you're like, well, you're a tarot card reader, you're a spiritual advisor. What does sex have to do with it? Is sex is well? I'm sorry. What I'm trying to get out is both spiritual and physical STDs are very real. So that being said, it is definitely a topic for spiritual discussion. I found out whose energy was in the room at my last general reading. Someone doesn't want to give up on me or didn't at the time, and he cheated on me like a fool. Well, I I'm rarely wrong. If it hadn't happened, it was about to happen. So I apologize that that had to happen to you. So I apologize, but I'm never wrong. As of yet, as of yet, Chris could prove me wrong through free will and not marry who I say he's gonna marry. It could happen. Or Bella could take a turn for the worse and bust somebody's car windows out, and then he not marry her like happened to my sister. But I don't think Bella would do that. So we're gonna move forward. And then there's also Marie, whose wedding I've seen. But child, it's a road she's on to get there. So the Bella said basically. So we're talking about sex, baby. So basically, we're going to assume that I don't need to go through the A's and the B's of how it's done. I think we all know how it's done. We're talking about the spiritual, physical, emotional aspects of sex. The first thing I want to address and talk about, I told Chris I was going to print off some pictures, but I'll pull up what I need on the phone. I'll just show it to you there. The first thing I want to address is the little known fact that people, one of the little known facts that people are unaware of. I've posted it. Matter of fact, let me just go there to find it. I've posted it on the community channel, the community tab, the community section of this page. So that's where I'm going to go to find it, because hopefully I won't have to scroll too far. The spiritual connection of sex. What does this nasty person keep saying? Oh, he was just asking a question. Okay, Ma, you could have left him alone. As long as he's not saying nothing crazy or out the way. He needs to wait till the conversation gets underway before he starts asking questions. And these are common sense questions, and that's a preference. If you want to think sex is bad before marriage, that's up to you. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not about to buy a dress and have not tried it on with no receipt or no return policy and have not tried it on. I'll be damned. If we're getting married, I'm damn sure gonna know what you're working with, and we will have connected on that level before we do so. That being said, I'm going to start by talking about connection on that level. Okay? Because everybody wants to run around here in 2021 and have friends with benefits situations. I gotta grab my sweater. It's actually chilly in here. It's supposed to get pretty cold here tonight. And I'm not gonna be able to do it. I cannot do it, and I'm about to explain to you why. And then we'll go from there. Let me find it. Let me scroll. When you connect with someone spiritually, sexually, you connect with someone spiritually. Soul ties are indeed real. There's been debate as to whether or not, if there is a condom in use, providing a barrier so that there is no bodily fluid exchange and there's no skin to skin contact, does the soul tie still take place? I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say I do believe it does. Especially when, and I had to explain this to my masculine. Hey, Marie. Especially when he did ask something stupid earlier, came out, but hopefully he'll get the drift. If we got to block him, we'll block him. But hopefully he'll get the drift that, or get into what this is about and not just be throwing out random questions, because we're not talking about just common sex issues. We're talking about sex as related to the emotional and the spiritual. I posted this 4 months ago here. Pay attention to whom you share your intimate energy with. Intimacy at this level intertwines your aura energy with the oral energy of the other person. Those powerful connections, regardless of how insignificant you think they are, leave spiritual debris, particularly within people who do not practice any type of cleansing, physical, emotion, or otherwise. The more you interact intimately with someone, the deeper the connection, and the more of their aura is intertwined with yours. Imagine the confused aura of someone who sleeps with multiple people and carries around these multiple energies. What they may not realize is that others can feel that energy, which can repel positive energy and attract negative energy into your life. It can also drive you batshit crazy because you're taking on the emotional aspects of the person that you're having sex with. So not only that, my damn cup is apparently broken. It's not. It's just full. So Bella says yes because I was over my ex, but baby, he had a hold on my body, right? And mental. And think I don't know. Every time I get even near connecting with another person, my ex wants to come out the woodworks and start apologizing for shit. Y'all know my story. I'm not gonna be able to do it. He needs to move the fuck around. Depending on the depth, the length of the connection, and the intention of the individuals involved. If someone, for instance, is intentionally holding on to your energy, that tie can stretch for a band. The general number given is 7 years. And I was told by my shaman that you take it 2 years in either direction. So you're looking at anywhere from 5 to 9 or 10 years, depending on the energy. If that person can heal and get the fuck up out their energy within 5 years, then it may be a little shorter. But the average is 7 years, give or take 2 years in either direction, that a soul tie will last you. Okay? I found myself depressed for several years. I was going through some things, but I'm overall not a depressive person. I found myself depressed for several years because I had absorbed the energy of someone who was very depressed. Mister, I can't get my shit together, and it took enough for 10 years. Shit. Um, but our exchange was not quite so deep, and his focus did not remain on me, nor mine's on him. And my energy, I lent my entire energy to another individual, and I cleanse, and I purge, and I meditate, and my spirit team is, my ancestors are the shit. Therefore, I was able to move on from that energy a little bit faster than a long stretch of a soul tie. So yes, and then think about the mental aspects. And like I said, I absorbed the energy of someone who was depressed and therefore became depressed. So you got to be careful. If you are involved with someone who has mental issues, who is possibly cursed, even who may have familial or ancestral curses and unhealthy ancestral bloodlines and patterns, you can take all that on. And then you're wondering why your mental health is suffering because you're slayed with a crazy person. Have you ever heard the statement, if you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas? There you go. That's where that comes from. My grandma used to say, you got to watch who you sleep with. You got to watch who you sleep with. And you do. Indeed, you do. That's why if I find out that I'm dealing with somebody who's promiscuous or has dealt with many other people or dealing with other people, and oh, don't let me see that you're dealing with this person, and that person looks extremely looks and extremely low vibe. I'm not dealing with you because you're dealing with a bunch of low vibe ass bitches. Or you hear me? You hear me? You heard me. I said what I said. Which is one of my issues with my ex. If you're dealing with a chick that knows that you are with me, and she's still in okay with dealing with you, knowing that you have a woman, then her energy is already too low vibe for me to come fucking with, and for you to be fucking with, or for me to intertwine with. Okay. The minute I ended that relationship, I became more mentally stable, and uh, these women have self-esteem issues and mental issues, and you're bringing that home, and that's not cool. That's not good at all. Right, and mental. So with the connection, and then too, here in this particular picture, basically they show how the chakras align and connect from the root chakra all the way around to your crown chakra in the illustration. Let me get it close so you can see it. And the other thing that I call it, me and my ex used to call it completing the circuit. When you actually kiss that person, when you actually kiss and you're exchanging body fluids all the way around, that's like that's like really sealing the deal. Okay? Which is why a lot of people choose not to kiss during sex. And it's an instinctual thing. A lot of people might not even know why they don't choose to but if you notice, it does bring a higher level of connection and intimacy to it when you exchange kisses and when you kiss during a sexual exchange. And this is why, because you see how that energy flows. Because my daughter said it and it shocked me. She was like, oh, I don't kiss this person because it's not. And I was like, really? Wow. And this is why I cannot. If I'm going to connect with someone intimately, you got to kiss me. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be here with you. It's just not going to flow. It's just not going to go. I have to have that level of intimacy with the person that I'm with. I'm what's called demisexual. Demisexual is when a person needs to have an emotional attachment to an individual in order, you said you can't put your lips on me for those reasons and for hygiene reasons. I'm funny like that. A lot of people are, Bella. A lot of people are. But if you can't kiss me, I turned down a guy because he was like, I don't kiss. It's just gross. I don't like it. I don't do it. I was like, I can't date you. Period. I'm not going. My relationship was not. I have. That is a physical, intimate exchange that I must have in order to connect with an individual. Like I said, I'm demisexual. What demisexual means is when someone has to have an emotional connection to an individual in order to enjoy sex. In other words, if I don't have some type of feelings for you, it will be like I might as well be using a toy. I'm not, and that does nothing for me. I have a drawer thinking that it would help. I have a drawer full of useless sex toys over there that just I don't touch because it does absolutely nothing for me. I need the emotional and mental connection and physical intimacy. I just random sex and physical stimulation is not what turns me on. Now, getting deeper into the breakdown of that and what we've come to the tip of the iceberg of what we come to talk about, the difference in sex and the meaning of sex, not some, all, because we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, all of us, and men and women. We all have both masculine and feminine energies, some more so than others. You've all, I'm gonna use because I've been with girls. I've been on that road. So I label myself as openly bisexual, and I'm gonna throw these terms out there, and I am not at all prejudiced anyway, but I just don't know any other way to express and know everybody understands what the fuck I'm talking about. So if you are a gay man and you're a gay feminine man, you're gonna possess more, if you're queen or princess, you're going to possess more feminine energies than a masculine man. There are masculine men. Oh, I've seen them because I was in the gay club with my very first girlfriend back when I was super, super young. She was from here, from North Carolina. We met here, and she came to Houston to visit, which was her first chance to get to experience. She wanted to see what it would be like to be with a woman in a place that was accepting of it. So Chris said, yeah. So she came to Houston, and we hit the Montrose area, which is the largely primarily LGBTQ friendly community. And we were in the club. We was up in the club, and we were at one of the gay clubs back in the day. It was called Rascals, Poppin' Gay Club back in the day. And we were in Rascals, and she was like, she wasn't amazed at the studs or the lesbians because she was a little boy. People just failed to realize that she was a boy in our relationship. She was a little boy. Dead ass. Still is. She won't acknowledge it. She's very closeted. We're still associates, but she's a little boy. And we were in the club, and she wasn't amazed by all the lesbians. She was glad that we got to interact with each other the way we wanted to in public, and she loved that. That people didn't look and judge like they do here in the South in the Bible Belt. But so that was something she got to experience and enjoy. But she was more amazed by all these fine men walking around that are masculine, but still have men as their companion. And usually, every now and then, you may see two feminine men engage in a relationship, but usually the norm. There's always a few examples outside of the norm, always. So I don't want to stereotype, but usually in any relationship, be it straight, be it gay or other, there's a masculine energy and a feminine energy that are drawn to each other. It's very rare. It's more so a feminine thing where we'll have a feminine female that's only attracted to other feminine females. I would have to say that's the most common example of energies not matching on that level. And then there's still somebody, because my person she was still had very and has very feminine qualities. But when it came to the door shut, she was the boy. Okay. She was the masculine. She had more masculine energy. And so, and we have a gay uncle who used to say that. He'd be like, she's a little boy. But most of the time, like I said, usually the people that step out of the norm are your lipstick lesbians who are both feminine, or women who may be bisexual, but they're only attracted to another feminine energy. A lot of women, females that are lesbians, don't care for studs or a masculine feminine, but they're out there. Back in the day, more the derogatory term for a stud was a bull dagger or a butch, but now they call studs. Okay, so and now that is a female that possesses a masculine energy. Child, you seen the ones on TikTok? Honey, them little boys is fine. Save my soul. But anyway, moving forward, and we were in the gay club, we were in Rascals, and she was amazed by the number of masculine men that were with feminine men and drag queens. But they looked just like the thug on the damn corner. They were buff, and they was Bella. I was always the kind. Right, came on. I said I was gonna try a stud, but it's the rare one that I find attractive. I really prefer a feminine woman. I feel like being that I'm bisexual, if I want to be with a girl, I'll be. If I want to be with a man, I'll be with a man, not a girl attempting to be one. But everyone has their preferences because I know some feminines that got to have a stud, and they don't like another feminine female. They like that feel of masculine. They still like that energy of a dominant masculinity. And so most of the time, you still have a lot of times, especially within the gay man community, they'll usually have a male, female, or a masculine, feminine dynamic most of the time. So, because I have an uncle, an older uncle we have, shout out to Uncle Reggie. He's not been closeted for years, so I know he don't care. He'll say in a minute, he'd be like, honey, I'm a big 6'4" black man, but I'm a sissy. He said, I'm not trying to sling no dick nowhere. I'm trying to get it in good. So he's a bottom. He prefers a masculine man, a manly man of sorts. He prefers younger white boys, but hey, to each his own. To each his own. So, like I said, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And what did Chris say? We don't even want to talk about Saturday, Chris. I'm done with you. But Bella, I always prefer going to the gay clubs over straight clubs because the energy is entirely different. And I love a good drag show. Oh my God, I love a drag show. And the energy is entirely different. You can go, you can dance, you can have fun, you can be you without the cattiness of the straight clubs where when you look good, other chicks are looking you up and down like you competition. There's not that energy at a gay club and alternative clubs. And I love that energy. You could just go and cut up and have fun and enjoy the scene. And it's a very open and accepting. People mind their damn business. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like family. Yes, there's no hatred, no animosity. And it's always a good time, like you said. Okay, well, we're not talking about the queens. I guess from the feminine, from the actual fish aspect of it, Chris, from the actual woman aspect of it, it's better. It's a better energy. Now, not queens are catty. They don't. You're right. You're right, Chris. Queens are catty. I give you that. And if you've ever seen, I'm lying because if you've ever seen a good drag queen fight, honey, you have not lived life until you've seen a good drag queen fight. And I have seen a few. I have seen a few. We had one night where after the show, because as they do their shows, you tip them just like at a script club, and you give them dollars or money. You give them money. You throw money at them. You give them money, dollars, well, whatever, as they perform. And one of the queens had stole a little of the other queen's paper, and a fight broke out, honey. Child, there was hair everywhere. Girl, it was the most entertaining. Right, but they are, and they will buy you drinks, and they dance up on you like they want what you got, but they don't want what you got. And the most entertaining thing to me has always been all my gay friends. I don't think there's not one of them that has not felt me up. And they don't care. I've had so many of my feminine gay male friends just walk up to me and just grab my tits and just start squeezing like, oh my God, they're fabulous. Oh, I wish I could have some like these. And they just be feeling you up. And you don't even have an ounce of feeling violated. You don't feel violated. You don't feel offended or some kind of way. It's just hilarious. I love my community. I love the community. I love the community. So, like I was saying, we all have masculine and feminine energies, no matter what sexual preferences we have. So that being said, take it how it resonates with you. Chris, she's bougie too. Chris, you know how many my luxury ass get? Lord bless your heart. Y'all are so silly. But men and women, masculines, I'm not going to say men and women, we're going to take it this way. Masculines and feminines usually have a different aspect or outlook on sex. Okay? Today, I have to go a little further and say that due to society, that I think the millennials have an easier time separating sex from emotion than older people or old school people. Because I think that's my problem. I just come from an age where you had sex because you gave a fuck about somebody. You didn't have sex just to be busting a nut. That's how I was raised. So I was raised that it's an expression and an extension of love. So for me and a lot of women, a lot of feminines, you have to stimulate your mind. It's the norm that for feminines, sex is mental, and for masculines, sex is physical, primarily physical. And like I said, because we all embody both masculine and feminine energies, and it can weigh on different, it can be different it is different for everybody. You discern what side of that coin or what limit you fall on or how you feel about that. Some people can just fuck freely and it's just like holding this rock. It has no feeling, no emotion. They can get in there, they can bust one, and they can go on with their day like nothing ever happened. I'm the complete other end of that scale. I cannot do that. I need to have an emotional and mental connection with a person before I can even enjoy it. I won't come. I won't feel it. You could have 12 inches of dick, and if I don't have any emotion for you, I will not feel shit. It'll be like the doctor stuck a speculum up there in order to examine me. There's no feeling at all. None. You won't get a heavy breathing. You won't get a move. You'll get nothing. It'll be like nothing. So it's a waste of my time unless I have an emotional connection to somebody. And that's called demisexual. Most people that fall under that category are also sapiosexual, which means you can't fuck a stupid person. I'm both. If you're a dumbass, if you're not on my frequency, if you're not on my level, I can't get with you. I can't do stupid. It's when a sapiosexual is when you have to have a person has to be intelligent or like-minded or on your level. And what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily educationally, intelligently on your level. They have to have the same level of intelligence, IQ, etc. I can't do dumb. Can't do dumb. Um, right, exactly. The way I was, girl, I was born. I'm a 10. I was born in 1975, and I was raised by grandma and great grandma, and I got to see with my great grandparents. I got to see an actual legit marriage where grandpa wasn't even pop wasn't cheating or had another side chick at all. It was him and grandma all day every day, and they were loyal and faithful. I don't know if some shit popped off when they were younger that I didn't get to see. That's not my business. But when I arrived on the scene, and by the time I had to go stay with them, I learned what a real marriage looked like. I learned that I knew that Pop owned real estate. He was retired Navy. He got those checks. He owned real estate. We used to ride around and get ice cream and snacks and junk food while he collected his rent money from rental property to rental property. And grandma didn't lift a damn finger to work. And she, when we got home, there was a meal made. She canned pears. He had a garden and we worked in the garden together. He paid them bills. We would go to the mall and me and him would sit on the bench and have ice cream or junk food. And she would shop her ass off and even buy his shit. She'd be like, she'd come back over there. She'd be like, Jack, baby, I got you this hat for church on Sunday. He'd be like, all right, baby, whatever you want. And that's how it went, honey. She kept that house clean. Pop was fed. She did the laundry. She did the job. I learned what marriage is supposed to look like. Why can't I find it? Why I can't find it? So I learned that as a little girl. And I learned that one of the first lessons my aunt used to tell me when I was little all the time, baby, you keep your skirts down and your pants up. You sit like a lady with your legs crossed at the feet. You don't allow little boys to touch on you. You don't show them your body. You don't run around here with your ass out. You leave something to the imagination. You dress like a lady. You carry yourself like a lady. I wish I would send somebody a naked picture. I wish I would walk around here with a skirt up my ass. That's just how you leave something to the imagination. And if I were to date a female, I wouldn't want my girlfriend or my woman or my spouse showing all her ass. And to put that away. Who needs to see all that? Other than a little bit of cleavage, which, hell, I'm not going to dress up to my neck all the time and you can't hide all this. Other than a little bit of cleavage and some leg from like right above the knee down, that's all you're going to see. I will not. I'm not taking pictures with my ass up on the counter. It's rare I even take a full body picture. Meet me and see what I look like. If I'm too much BBW for you, move around. And so, right, so I learned old school. And I learned that, yeah, they tried to instill that you don't have sex before marriage, but that's what grandma and pop taught me. But my grandma was more realistic. My auntie was more realistic. And she was like, you will have sex before you get married. Most people do. And my grandmother was even like, you need to know if a man can satisfy you before you get married, period. And you need to have a certain level of experiences before you get married. They encouraged me to enjoy my life more before I got married, but I was stuck on finding that grandma and pop thing, and my dumb ass got married at 19. But the sex was good, so I was okay. Everything would have been okay in my marriage if my husband would have been legit. We'd have been straight, but it didn't go that way. So it said that more feminine energies relate to sex emotionally, while masculine energies, relate to sex more physically. So, like I said, that's not so much the case so much anymore because everybody's taking the emotion out of the sex. So I can only speak for people who feel that way. You know which side of that coin you fall on. Now, that being said, you also have to look at the physical aspects. I was talking about this the other night, which is why this ended up being the subject for tonight. Oxytocin is the chemical produced in the brain that makes you feel like you're in love. That's the love chemical. It's also, if you've ever done any hardcore drugs, the worst I've ever done is smoke some weed. I've never ever never ever have I had cocaine or anything. I dropped acid, and that's about it. I've never touched cocaine or anything else, nothing else. Just weed and acid a few times. So, I went to Lollapalooza back in 1992. I was never so fucked up in all my life. Anyway, moving forward. See, I had some fun. Um, Oxytocin is the chemical produced when you take a drug that makes you high like that, like cocaine or heroin. More of an upper if you've taken it upper, not a depressant. So basically, for a female, for a female, every time you have an orgasm, your brain releases oxytocin. It's the love chemical, which is why you find that, and this is my policy, and this is why I do not engage in, believe in, or know friends with benefits situation. Why? Because a woman that has not been what we call desensitized. If you've been desensitized, basically that means you've had enough sex to where it doesn't matter. You're emotionally, if you're not a person that's emotionally detached from the act of sex, if you're not one of those females, if you're not one of those feminines, okay? If you're not one of those, if you're not desensitized, the average female, the average feminine, it takes about 3 to 4 times being intimate with a man or someone, period, before you develop some type of emotional feeling or connection. So basically, you know how they say, oh, well, she started catching feelings. Usually you'll start to catch some feelings after you fucked somebody about 3 or 4 times. Why? And especially if it's good. Why? Because the chemical that makes you feel like you're in love is produced when you have an orgasm. So if you're one of those guys that's out there that, she said, I did cocaine in a former life. Lord. Now, CK, I'm all for it. I'll give, if I'm in a relationship with you, I will send, you know what I'm saying? I would have. He didn't care. He was so into other women that me trying to flirt with him was like, he was so, I'm moving on. There was so much he didn't enjoy. I chose not to enjoy about our relationship, and it was horrible. It was horrible. I was in that relationship by my damn self. So, if you wonder, gentlemen, why you can only, I've only slept with her like 3 times. She's already starting to catch feelings. Yeah, and especially if it's good. So if you're one of those guys that's good at it, if you got that demon dick and you're making women pop orgasms, if a woman's multi-orgasmic and you're making her pop off orgasms back to back to back to back to back, lo and behold, she's going to get up with some feelings. Eventually, she's going to develop an emotional attachment to you quicker than possibly the 3 to 4. I'm going to multitask, y'all. Possibly quicker than the 3 to 4. See, this is the one, whatever. The 3 to 4 times, okay? So that's one of the things that's need to know information. Guys, if you really truly don't want any permanent connection, you don't want her stalking you or following you around or any further connection. If you just want to hit it and quit it, then hit it and quit it. Don't keep going. Because after 3 or 4 times, she's going to be asking you, so what are we? Can we be more? Or telling you that she's in love with you. Okay? And that's just how we're physically made. Period. That's just how we're physically made. What else do we need to touch on? The spiritual aspects. Chemistry. The difference between lust and love. I had this issue with a person who told me a while ago, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Dumbass. If you've gotten to the point where, let's label it like this. In love is short term. Love, concrete form, is long term. Once the oxytocin starts to die off within a connection, excuse me, y'all, I'm breaking rose petals off of stems for my potions and my potions. In love is a temporary feeling. It's like the high from the oxytocin. It's just like that hit of cocaine. I've heard people say, like I said, I've never done cocaine or heroin or any of the above, but I've heard people say that most people spend time, this is priest bitch, thank you, spend the rest of their drug experience trying to get as high as they did that very first hit. It's not gonna happen. Once that initial dosage of oxytocin dies down, for instance, let's label it like this. Like I said, if you're one of those dudes that's got that demon dick and you're making a woman come, eventually she will get used to that dick. If anybody remember the line in the Juvenile song Slow Motion for Me, when he says it's like when she get used to it and jump right up on top of it, and then she start jiggy jerking. That's like, you know how at first when you got to get used to that, you got to get used to it. Once you've gotten used to each other, once you've settled into that sexual routine with each other, and he said it's like when she get used to it, then she starts serving. When you get used to it and that the newness dies down, the original high wears off, it becomes a choice. It becomes a choice. If you want to be one of those dumbass people that's going to lose a legit connection with someone because you want to keep chasing that high of falling in love with somebody, keep on with your bad self. You're going to end up lonely and use the fuck up. Because nobody is going to, you've invested, you've established, and then you want to move the fuck on and leave somebody stuck out like, oh, I love you, I'm not in love with you. So you're in love with the next hot thing, and the next hot thing might move out just as quick as, honey, it's cold out here in these streets. You better get you somebody and cuff somebody because you're not getting any younger. Okay? And everybody wants quick and here and now, but you need to think in the future. Who's going to be there for you when your ass is old? Who's going to take care of you then? Okay? After you jump from person to person to person to person looking for that high. That part. Let me get these. This is what happens when your daughters are pretty and shit. You get all this type of shit here going on. With bouquets of roses and shit. What else are we gonna talk about, y'all? We're talking about sex. We talked about physical. We talked about spiritual STDs. And so that, like I said, also that being said, remember that it is like a drug. So when you have that friend, you know that friend that has that dude, you know that dude, that fuck boy, and she can't leave him alone, she's addicted. It is indeed an addiction. Legit. It is legit an addiction. Right, Desiree? And there's nothing out here in these streets anymore. And you need to think about the older years. Okay? They need to think about when that dick don't work so well anymore. And is the person really legit going to love them? You want to run around looking for hot and new And these young girls, they just want your money. Nowadays, from what I'm hearing, um, when your penis stops working. Anybody watching The Bold and the Beautiful? Eric Forster's penis stopped working. Legit. uh, so, more than likely, in a connection, you're going to have your feminine energy get attached before you have your masculine energy get attached. And there's my roses, y'all. See them in my container? Before you have your masculine energy get attached. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Because then that's when the games begin. That, indeed, is when the games begin. You have people that, at this point, are going to start to resort to stupid tactics in order to get and keep or leave individuals. Boundaries. This is where and why I set my boundaries. Right, Kmar, you stuck it out. You sure did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But these young people now, these guys are out here and they want to jump around and leave their good woman for a younger woman or another woman, period. And that person doesn't value them. So the minute something goes wrong, they're on to the next person. And then they'll realize one day that they messed up. They should have stayed with their person. So, I think we've covered. That's what we were talking about. So addiction. So yes, you have that friend that can't leave that fuckboy alone because she is indeed addicted. Okay, she is definitely and indeed addicted. It's a drug. It really is. Love itself is a drug. You can be addicted to the feeling and emotion of love for another individual. There are people that are addicted, like I said, to that new feeling of feeling like you have to be in love with with a person, and they're constantly jumping from person to person, chasing that damn feeling. And when they realize it dies off, they're emotionally unfulfilled. The saying goes, men use love to get sex, and women use sex to get love. So you're running around giving out your good coochie, hoping that a man will love you after he gets it. Right, Desiree? These girls are rolling over dudes now. These girls are not playing with these dudes now. They're dishing out what most men cannot take. They're not playing. And I ain't got it in me. I ain't. It's not. It's cold out here in these streets nowadays. And so, like I said, it's the saying goes that men use love to get sex. They'll say "I love you" just to get your pants off, and women will give them sex, hoping that they'll fall in love with it. The thing is, on the female side, it doesn't quite work that way. A lot of times women enter into connections with that mindset, and they end up getting up feeling empty. I've had several friends of mine come to me who led a promiscuous lifestyle at a point and would say to me, I get it. Come on, I gotta listen to more of Kevin Samuels. Every time I go to try to listen to him, he says some shit that makes me turn away. Always. Because he is very misogynistic, but a lot of the things he does say are accurate. But he is very misogynistic. He hits a nerve every time. I mean, every time. So, Right, and they're just not raised right anymore, Desiree. They're just not raised right. A lot of these boys are out here being raised to think that a woman is indeed supposed to support them and take care of them, and that's not they're just as much gold diggers as girls our females are. Gold digger is no longer a term for just a female. Not at all. Not at all. So, a lot of times women, females will engage in a sexual experience only to come out of it feeling empty. That's because, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, the feminine vessel was not intended for that. Why was the feminine vessel not intended for that? Because we can make little people. And I'm telling you, there's no greater embarrassment than the girls that sit up there on Maury Povich and have to get 5 dudes tested and still can't find a baby daddy. Where they do that at? So the feminine body, the feminine vessel, is not intended to be run through like that. It is not intended to be run through like that. It just right. They've lost their feminine qualities, Bella. I agreed. The whole movement of women being the whole feminism movement of women being afraid to submit, which, if you know the proper meaning of the term, there's nothing disempowering or belittling about it. However, in today's society, you can't apply it because these boys are not in a position to lead. Submitting to a man requires that one have a man that is capable of leading and a woman follow and comply willingly. It's not talking about catering to, although that's a good thing, but I do believe a man should hop his ass in the kitchen and cook sometimes too. And the need to, because I raised my boys, they know how to cook, they know how to do dishes, they know how to clean, they know how to do their own laundry. And what I told them both was there are going to be times, you never know. Your wife could, during a pregnancy, have to be placed on full ass bed rest. And guess what? You may already have a child or two. And guess who got to step up to the plate and wash them and bathe those children and care for those children and wash those damn dishes and do that damn laundry and make that damn meal. And you better be man enough to man up and do that shit and get them damn bills paid. So it's all in the raising. And they're just not. Women, not all. But you got women out here raising boys and spoiling them and just giving them everything. My children had to earn their shit. If your grades were not good, you didn't get shit for your birthday or Christmas. Everything they got was a reward for your chores being done, your room being clean. It was a payment for something. Your children should be raised on a reward system. You don't just give them every fucking thing. You make them, you need to behave. You need to treat people respectfully. You need to be respectful. You need to conduct yourself in a certain way. You need to earn your shit, not just have it handed to you. You need to learn how to take care of your damn self because it's nobody else's responsibility to do so. God. So, whereas, no, women can't submit to a man the way that it should be. Women cannot fall into a feminine role and embrace her femininity. Me and my daughter talk about this all the time. How can we fully embrace our femininity if we got to do every damn thing? You can't. If you have to be the mother and the father, if you have to be the homemaker and the breadwinner, if you have to do both of these things, How can you embrace your femininity? How can you submit to follow your husband and listen and comply? How can you how? How I'm gonna come home and cater to you, or you come home and expect me to cater to you, but I work the same 8, 9, 12 hours that you just did. So at this point, we need to come home and hit this kitchen together. Period. And if it's the right man, I don't mind going the extra mile. I don't mind working and then coming home and make sure that you have the meal. But I'll never make that mistake again with the wrong man. It's going to have to be the right one. It's going to have to be the one that pays some bills to where I'm not paying the majority or all of the bills. Moving on to another subject and back into the topic of sex. Withholding sex. I was raised and taught that withholding of affection is a very dangerous game to play with your man. I do not believe in withholding sex. It is narcissistic and it is petty. I will be mad as shit at you. I will be mad as shit at you and fuck the shit out of you and then roll back over and be mad. I will not deny. I will not send my man out there into the world with an unsatisfied hard dick. I will not do it. You will get what you need at home. I will be the lady in the streets and the freak in the sheets. I will not withhold sex. I do not believe in. I'm not giving him them because I'm mad at him. I'm not. No, that's petty. You need blood, baby. Unless I'm sick or I'm in pain or there's something that I just really just cannot. I'm gonna satisfy my man. I was taught that. I was everything in a marriage, 15 years with 3 kids. He still cheated. That's right. That's right. You just never know. Exactly, K-Ma. That's right. She said, how was you fucking 2 years ago, but gonna make the man worthy of being your husband wait? Exactly. Exactly. So withholding sex, it's not a game to be played. That's how your man ends up the street with the next chick. At least that's what I was taught. Now I'm not saying they can't still choose to end up there anyway, but it will raise the possibility, the odds of it happening. It will increase the odds of it happening if you're going to sit there and be petty and withhold sex. I don't believe in playing games with intimacy. On that side, don't do it to me either. If I want some, give it to me. That should be a two-way street. Damn it, what else was I about to say? Damn it, I was about to say something else. Oh, because it's just wrong. Because how are you going to this is my part. This is my thing. Because I mean, it's your body, and at the end of the day, if somebody hurts you or pissed you off so bad that you can't bring yourself to physically, you're in that mode where you just don't even want them to touch you because they've done something so severe and bad. If they cheated or something like that, then fine. Or if they said something disrespectful to you or put their hands on you in a violent way or something like that. I'm not talking about extreme circumstances. I'm talking about if he just aggravated you and got on your nerves, okay? I'm not talking about extreme circumstances. I'm talking about if you just got an attitude with him or you just, you know what I'm saying? You had a minor petty argument. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about major issues. Now, whereas that's when if you feel like you don't want someone to touch you, you're disgusted by that person. That's a completely different energy, and that's a whole nother level of problem within a relationship. I'm talking about petty shit, don't withhold sex. That being said, because if you are exclusive with someone, if I'm the only person you're supposed to be fucking, and you're the only person I'm supposed to be fucking, and we've agreed that we're going to be exclusive, we're married, we're committed, we live together, yada, yada, yada. How are you going to take somebody off the market and then not give them what they need? That's like locking me in a closet and not feeding me. I'm going to keep you here, but I'm not going to give you what you need. I'm going to lock you down, but I'm your only option. You can't get what you need elsewhere. Which is a lot of people's reason for not wanting to get into a relationship. That's a lot of people's reason. Because you end up going without what it is that you need and you want, but you're still supposed to be loyal and faithful to somebody who's not seeing to your needs. And that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Let's see what else. Now, sex tips and sexual issues. There's only there's five people watching. And from what I see, we only got, we got Kmart, Bella, Desiree. I don't know if Marie's still in the house. But the other debate that I see going around about sex is women that ejaculate. Feminine ejaculation. Are you squirters out there? Are you squirters out there? So let us explain. We're not leaving the dude out. We're going to talk about your prostate next and the man G-spot. What is it? Despite what you may have heard, you don't need a penis to ejaculate. You just need a urethra. The urethra is a tube that allows urine to pass out of the body. Ejaculation occurs when fluid, not necessarily urine, is expelled from urethral opening during sexual arousal or orgasm. This is different from the cervical fluid that lubricates. This is different from the cervical fluid that lubricates your vagina when you're turned on or wet. Is it common? Surprisingly so. Where y'all go? The comments just went dead. Is it common? Surprisingly so. Although the exact numbers are difficult to nail down, small studies and surveys have helped researchers get a sense of just how diverse female ejaculation can be. In an older volunteer sample of 233 participants, God, Mercury retrograde, about 126 people, which is 45%, said they'd experienced ejaculation at least once. About 33 people, 14%, said that they experienced ejaculation with all or most orgasms. Okay. The most recent cross-sectional study on female ejaculation followed women ages 18 to 39 from 2012 to 2016. The researchers concluded that a whopping 69.23% of participants experienced ejaculation during orgasm. Is ejaculation the same thing as squirting? Although many people use the terms interchangeably, some research suggests that ejaculation and squirting are two different things. Squirting, the gushing fluid often seen in adult films, appears to be more common than ejaculation. The fluid that's released during squirting is essentially watered down urine, sometimes with a bit of ejaculate in it. It comes from the bladder and exits via the urethra, same as when you pee, only a lot sexier. What exactly is ejaculate? Female ejaculate is a thicker, whitish fluid that resembles very diluted milk. According to a 2011 study, female ejaculate contains some of the same components as semen. This includes prostate specific antigen PSA and prostatic acid phosphatase. It also contains small amounts of creatine and urea, urine's primary components. Where does the fluid come from? Ejaculate comes from the Skene's glands or the female prostate. They're located they're located on the front wall of the vagina, surrounding the urethra. They each contain openings that can release ejaculate. Although the glands were described in detail by Alexander Skene in the late 1800s, their similarity to the prostate are a fairly recent discovery, and research is still ongoing. One 2017 study suggests that the glands are able to increase the number of openings along the urethra in order to accommodate larger amounts of fluid secretion. So it isn't urine. Nope, ejaculate is mostly prostate enzymes with just a hint of urea. Okay. However, the fluid released when squirting is diluted urine with a bit of ejaculate in it. So wait, it can be both. It says sort of. Ejaculate contains hints of urea and creatine, which are components of urine, but that doesn't make ejaculate the same thing as urine. It just means they share similar qualities. So it's not urine, but they share similar qualities. Okay. How much is released? According to a 2013 study of 320 participants, the amount of ejaculate released can range from approximately 0.3 milliliters to more than 150 milliliters. That's more than a half a cup. What does ejaculation feel like? It seems to vary from person to person. It feels awesome, bitches. If you have not squirted, you have not fucked the right dude. Get out there and find him. Damn it. Shit. It is the most awesome fucking feeling. I can't put word. Honey. Moving forward. For some people, it doesn't feel any different than an orgasm that occurs without ejaculation. Yeah, no. Others describe it as a rising warmth and tremor between their thighs. Yes, sir. Although true ejaculation is said to occur with orgasm, some researchers believe that it can happen outside of orgasm through G-spot stimulation. Yes, it can. I would still consider an orgasm. Okay, your level of arousal and the position or technique definitely may also play a role in the intensity. If I'm not comfortable with somebody, it will not happen. If I'm not in the right position, it will not happen. If that person doesn't hit the right spot, it will not happen. Okay? 2014 study, ejaculate doesn't have a taste was the question. 2014 study says ejaculate tastes sweet. That's quite fitting for a fluid that was dubbed the nectar of the gods in ancient India. Hey now, or smell. It doesn't smell like urine, if that's what you're wondering. In fact, ejaculate doesn't appear to have any smell at all. No, it does not. Is there a connection between ejaculate and the G-spot? The jury's still out on this. I am a squirter. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it does, because you can hit the G-spot from the inside and from the outs, and clitoral stimulation. And yes, it does. If you don't have a man that's hitting the G-spot directly from the inside, if he doesn't know how to do it just right, the best position to experience squirting is, in my opinion, is missionary. With your legs back, pull the knees up, with your pelvis tilted slightly upward so that the penis is hitting directly like where the back side of your clitoris would be, to help it along if it's not getting it done on its own, or if he's not hitting it right. Stimulate the G spot, the clitoris on the outside at the same time. In other words, play with the clit while he's hitting it in missionary position with your pelvis tilted slightly upward. And I promise you, if the arousal is it, if he gets the right pattern and the right stroke, just keep that's honey. And it feels like it, that's how it feels. It feels like you're gonna be like, oh my God, I feel like I gotta pee. Oh no, let it happen. Trust me. Let it happen. Okay. Came out said I've squirted. Bill said I've never done it. Came out said you squirted like 4 times your whole life. Child masculine was a fucking professional. He knew exactly. He knows exactly. He's a professional. The demon dick. He knew exactly how to hit it exactly right. But I still would have to be like comfortable with even with him. So like if we hadn't seen each other in a good while, it wouldn't happen like the first night. If we spend a few nights together, it wouldn't happen the first night that we were around each other. It would take a couple of nights, and I'd have to get back comfortable and or be seeing him consistently, because it's still an energy of having to be comfortable. But like I said, stimulation for me works mentally, so it would take a while for me to get back into the groove of it with him, even to experience it. So it doesn't help that the G spot is almost as big as a mystery as female ejaculation. In fact, researchers in 2017 studied an attempt to find the G spot only to come up empty handed. That's because the G spot isn't a separate spot in your vagina. It's a part of your clitoral network, like I said. You're going to want to stimulate it from inside the vagina and outside the vagina if you don't have somebody that just is good at it and knows what to do. This means if you stimulate your G spot, you're actually stimulating part of your clitoris. This region can vary in location, so it can be difficult to locate. Indeed, it can. If you're able to find and stimulate your G spot, you may be able to ejaculate or just enjoy a new and potentially mind-blowing orgasm. Is it really possible to ejaculate on command? With the right person, yes, it is. It isn't like riding a bike, but once you've learned what works for you, your chances are definitely a lot higher. Being in a long-term relationship is going to increase your odds of this type of occurrence because you know each other's bodies. He knows his way around that thing. So when they say, is this my pussy? That does indeed hold some weight if you've been with somebody long enough. Now you can argue, nah, it's mine. Yeah, and physically it is yours. But if somebody knows it's just like your house, you know where shit is in your house that can't nobody else find. Right? All right. It's some validation there. Getting a feel literally for what feels good and what doesn't can make it easier to get right down to business and ejaculate when you want to. We could be deep in the moment and he would look me dead in my eyes and we would make that contact and we would have that connection and that fire right then. And he would just say in the sexiest voice, come for me. And bitch, I will pop right up. Moving forward. How can I try? Practice, 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 and more practice is one of the best ways to discover. What you enjoy. There's no harm in practicing with a partner. As a matter of fact, when it comes to finding and stimulating the G-spot, a partner may have better luck at reaching it. Either way, consider investing in a vibrator that's curved to provide upward, because your G-spot is going to be inside of the vagina up toward the top. Like I said, the back of the clitoris. a vibrator that's curved to provide easier access to the front wall of your vagina. Using a wand toy may also allow your partner to explore further back than you can with your fingers alone, because you can't from that direction. It's not all about the G spot though. The right clitoral and even vaginal stimulation may also make you ejaculate. The key is to relax and enjoy the experience and try different techniques that works for you. This is what if I can't. There's a whole lot of fun to be had in trying, but try not to become so fixated on it that it takes away from your pleasure. You can still have a fulfilling sex life regardless of whether you ejaculate or not. But once you've gotten used to doing it, moving forward, what matters most is that you find something that you do enjoy and explore it in a way that's comfortable for you. To remember that in sex, just as in life, it's all about the journey, not the destination. Some people ejaculate, some don't. Either way, it's important to enjoy the ride. Yeah, I was quick with it, came on. I just hid the bullshit. All right, so we've addressed. Let's go on to the next topic. Are you listening, Chris? Where you at? All right, here we go. The prostate, or the male G-spot. The G-spot is the prostate or male G-spot is a small organ that can provide pleasure and is located internally between the base of the penis and the rectum, also known as the gooch. But they're talking on the inside. Outside we call it the gooch, just the line between the penis and the anus. In males, the G-spot is the prostate, which is around the size of a walnut. The prostate consists of 3 zones. The peripheral zone, which is 75% of the prostate, the central zone, which is around 5 to 8% of the prostate, and the transitional zone, which is 20% of the prostate. The peripheral zone of the prostate surrounds the distal urethra, which is the urethral tube that runs through the penis. The transitional zone surrounds the proximal urethra, which is a part of the urethra that runs through the prostate. A fibromuscular band encloses these zones, forming the prostate. Does it exist? The prostate does exist. It forms while an embryo is developing in the womb. It starts as an embryonic urogenital sinus. This sinus later develops into the urinary and reproductive organs. It is exactly the same in the male and the female embryos until the 10th or 12th week of gestation. After this, the hormone called androgens start forming the prostate in male embryos. These hormones create the male prostate activity once a person enters puberty. Where is it located? The prostate is located inside the body, between the base of the penis and the rectum, which is a passage that leads to the anus. It sits just beneath the bladder and surrounds the urethra. As people get older, their prostate may increase in size. How to find it? The prostate sits around 2 inches inside the rectum. You heard me. Inside the rectum. A person can insert a clean, lubricated finger into the anus with the finger pointing toward the navel, and with the navel, toward the navel. According to Planned Parenthood, the prostate is sensitive to pressure. A person can apply pressure to the perineum, which is the area. Which is the area She came in, which is the area. I'm distracted. I got a chat head bubble. Hold on. So the printer, which is the area between the scrotum and the anus to stimulate the process. Let me read that again because I paused. According to Planned Parenthood, the prostate is sensitive to pressure. A person can apply pressure to the perineum, which is the area between the scrotum and the anus, to apply to stimulate the prostate. So basically, like I said, that's the gooch. The area between the penis, the base of the, right under the balls, from the base of the penis to the anus. If you apply pressure there, you can stimulate it there. You can also stimulate it inside the anus. It's not clear exactly how the prostate provides pleasure. One 2018 review suggests that there are two different ways which the prostate may provide pleasure. The first theory involved the collection of nerves attached to the prostate. These nerves, called the prostatic plexus, come from the lower part of the pelvic plexus, which is near the spine. The prostate, penis, and urethra are all attached to these nerves. An orgasm might activate these nerves, resulting in sexual pleasure in that area. The second theory involves the brain. It may be possible that when paying more attention to the prostate, a person can gain more pleasure from it over time. The brain can make a person become more aroused and find more pleasure in prostate stimulation if they focus on and practice stimulating the prostate. According to the review, this process may cause the brain to expect more pleasure each time the prostate receives stimulation. The process makes it more likely that a person will find prostate stimulation pleasurable. Is it possible to gain pleasure from the prostate after a radical prostatectomy? Because the surgeon removes the prostate during a radical prostatectomy, a person will no longer be able to experience pleasure, of course, because it's not there. Duh. All right. A 2014 study involving 256 sexually active participants examined the effect of RPs that's your prostate removal. It revealed that 60% of people reported less powerful orgasms, 57% of people found that it took longer to have an orgasm, and 10% of people experienced pain during orgasm. And 5% of people reported anorgasmia. Okay. However, nerve-sparing RPs combined with other factors make it less likely that a person will experience impaired orgasmic sensation. This is because the surgeon will avoid cutting the nerves that control erections. A 2012 study found that 90% of people who had their nerve-sparing nerve-sparing surgery, and 92% of people under the age of 60 were able to still have an orgasm. That's once the prostate has been removed. Functions of the prostate. The prostate has uses in both reproduction and sexual pleasure. The following sections will discuss. So reproduction. Ejaculate or semen consists of fluid from the glands lining the urethra in the penis, the Cowper's gland, which produces precum. The prostate and the seminal glands, which are located between the bladder and the rectum. The prostate supplies around 30% of the fluid that comprises semen. It also gives the sperm some protection from seminal glands. Seminal gland fluid has spermicidal properties which kill sperm. This means that the prostate is important when it comes to reproduction. The prostate and the seminal gland provide semen. The semen then carries the sperm to fertilize an egg, which can lead to pregnancy. If a surgeon removes the prostate, such as during an RP, it will not be possible to make semen. Pleasure. Many people originally thought that, so if your man has had his prostate removed, he can't get you knocked up. I did not know that. Did not know that. Hey, Range Rover. I thought you were going to email me, Range Rover. Anyway, moving forward. Many people originally thought that the prostate carrying semen through the prostatic urethra, the longest and widest part of the urethra, triggered the ejaculatory reflex, which is the point of orgasm. However, dry orgasms wherein the body does not produce any semen are also possible. This means that the prostate carrying semen through the penis does not trigger an orgasm. It is possible to have an orgasm without the prostate. How to maintain a healthy prostate. We don't need to get into all of that. All right, so summary. The male G-spot is the prostate. It is located just inside the rectum, and a person can stimulate the prostate either internally or externally. Like I said, internally by sticking your fingers about 2 inches inside of the rectum, pointed toward the belly button. And there you'll find the prostate. I'm told it feels like a soft, squishy walnut. And it can also be stimulated externally where by stimulating or applying pressure to what's called the gooch area in slang, which is the area between the base of the penis, from right underneath the balls, the base of the penis, to the rectum. There's usually like a little line that you can kind of feel that's actually there. So you apply pressure to that area, and that's exactly where your prostate is. I have found, ladies, that if you have not one of the penis-shaped ones, because dudes feel some kind of way, masculine men tend to feel some kind of way about that. But you have like the wand style of vibrator that's got like the round head on it and just looks like a regular massager. If you apply that to the gooch area and apply a little pressure and put it on a low vibration, shit, watch your man lose his fucking mind. Do that shit while you're giving him head. Let me shut up. Moving forward, I said I was gonna give tips. There you go. Moving forward. All right. And so that's what you need to know about the male G-spot. If you didn't think they had it, they do. They're just kind of iffy about, and so the whole discussion about if a man likes anal play, does it make him gay? No, it absolutely does not, because there is indeed a actual physical medical explanation. Their G-spot is in there. How would you feel if your clit never got stimulated? Your clitoris never got stimulated. There are men who will never know that pleasure because they're too proud or don't want anybody to fuck around back there. But that's where their G-spot is, and they can indeed have a stronger orgasm and a more enjoyable sex. So if you run across a man that says, I'm not gay, but I like a finger in my ass, there's a legit reason. There's a legit reason. Exactly, Marie, because they're taught that it's taboo and that if you like some booty play that you're gay, but that's not the case. There's a legit reason. I know how they feel. I know. But trust me, if you can get one to go there, also please urinate after sex. Yes, it helps to, first of all, a lot of people don't know, K-Ma said, who is a medical professional, said, also, ladies, please urinate after sex. Absolutely, because urine actually is and it's, what's the fucking word I'm trying to get out, K-Ma? Antiseptic, and it does help to clean the area. And not only that, but other types of fluids can get caught up in your urethra area, and that does help to clean it out and push it out. The other thing that goes along with that is, because my mom made it a habit, her first husband, my first stepdad, was a mechanic. And so that's dirty work. That's oil and grease and shit. She used to clean his nails and keep them trim and clean his nails every night when he got home, and he had to soak them bitches in a solution of bleach and then into or vinegar, whatever she had on hand, in order to clean that shit out, and she would clean thoroughly underneath his nails. Make sure that male, female, or whoever, whatever you're into, that nobody's playing in your vagina with some dirty ass fingers. Make sure the nails are clean. Make sure the nails are clean. Thank you, K, my antiseptic. I got it out. But yes, make sure your nails of anybody you're letting touch your vajayjay are clean. Also, little known fact, you might want to make somebody hit some Listerine before they put their mouth down there, because the mouth is the nastiest area. Whereas people don't commonly know this, the vagina is actually one of the cleanest areas. So your mouth holds germs that you really should be careful of touching your vagina. So I always make a person, you need to hit, I keep some Listerine on hand. You need to hit some Listerine or peroxide. You can also rinse with peroxide as well in order to clean out your mouth before, right, don't use soap down there to wash afterward either. Don't use soap. Or if you do, keep a mild baby soap on hand, like a Johnson & Johnson's baby soap on hand. If you're going to, just very, very something extremely, I wouldn't even, because I don't like feminine washes at all. So something just very, very clean. And for those of you who are interested, I talked about this the other day. It is a natural, it's vegan and cruelty free, and it's completely natural. It's aluminum free, baking soda free, and naturally scented. But Lumi, it does work. And like the commercial says, stop putting things inside. Stop putting things inside. So Lumi does work. Don't put it inside though. You go like around. Like if you a lady and you're thick with it and you got some thigh creases, you might want to get up in the thigh creases, or you can use it in different areas. Well, right, it'll throw your pH off. Marie, that's what I was saying. I use a baby soap. That's what I use. I use because I'm a Johnson & Johnson person. I just trust the company more, but I use a Johnson & Johnson baby soap down there. But you can wash the area with soap, but not up inside. There should be no reason whatsoever to insert anything into your vagina. It's self-cleaning. There should be no reason to insert anything up there. There should be no reason to insert anything up there. And for guys, from a gay man, that you're going to have somebody, because that's what I have a gay friend that was like, you get Lumi. And if you in your asshole area, if for females as well, a lot of times a person may think that the scent or an odor is coming from the vagina, and it's not. It might be coming from your butate. Because if you think about it, what you eat, it holds a great deal of bacteria back there. So I've always been in the habit, because I've always had male gay friends who stress the importance, whether you're having anal sex or not, to keep your asshole clean, inside and out. So when I clean back there, I always go in a little bit and clean. I don't play, but not your vagina. Your vagina, there should be no need to put anything up inside of their period. It's okay to use a soap. I use a mild soap. I cannot use a deodorant. If I put a deodorant soap down there, I'll be itching like I got something. So I always use a very mild soap down there. Dove is good. Ivory is good. What's the other one? Jergens has good mild soaps to use down there. You can use a Johnson and Johnson or baby soap. It's very mild to go down there. What did I say? I said Dove. I said Ivory. There's another one. And it's not coming to me right now. It's not coming to me right now. But anything too perfumey and deodorant soaps like a Coast or Irish Spring or something like that, I can't put none of that down there. It's got to be a Dove or an Ivory. Damn it, there's another one. And I can't think of it. Oh, Olay. Oil of Olay has a nice mild soap. That's the other one. Olay. Those are good mild, feminine friendly soaps. But you're not supposed to douche. You're never supposed to put anything inside. You will throw off the pH of your vajayjay. It is self-cleaning. And like I said, most people make the assumption that that an odor may be coming from there. And most of the time it's not. It's usually coming from, like I said, unless you've just got a gap down there. You're one of the women that's skinny and tiny enough to have that gap area to where there's but my lips is fat and so is my thighs. So this is Lumi. Like I said, I put it in like the sides around my thigh area and my butate area, but never inside the vagina. Okay? I stick a bit inside your belly button. Any area but I don't, oddly enough, I like it for down there. So when I order it, that's where I use it. This is the Jasmine Rose, and it's got they have several other scents, and it's pretty good. They have vanilla, they have a coconut, they have a sage something, a lavender sage. They have a lavender sage, and I think they have I don't know. I think that's it. But I didn't like it for my armpits. It didn't do well enough for my armpits. So I continue to use Degree for my armpits, but I use this for my downstairs area, and Lumi does indeed work. So, right, Lumi is the shit, Bella, and this is the like deodorant stick type form, but it's still not. It's still in a cream form. You just turn it until the cream oozes out the top like so, and then but it also comes in, you can get it in a tube and like a package similar to this as well. This is easier to work with. And it costs a little bit more than what you would pay for in the store for a deodorant, but to me it's worth it. And it's 72-hour odor control. It actually, well, shit, I'm bathing every day, so. Right, there's a lot of products that are harsh on the body, but Lumi is 100% natural. Like I said, it's aluminum free, baking soda free. It's naturally scented. It's vegan and cruelty free. So it's basically not ingredients: water, mandelic acid, maranta. I can't say half of this shit. Root powder, tapioca starch. It does have a little alcohol in there. So it tells you don't use for external use only. Do not use on broken or irritated skin, because I did make a mistake and put some down there right after I had shaved one night. Mistake. So it's good. Lumi is very good. And they said you can put it on anywhere, your pits, your feet, your privates, anywhere, to help kill odor. And I believe they have some powders as well. So check Lumi out. I haven't tried any of the powders, but I'm addicted to the deodorant. And like I said, I use it down below. Right, and the creator, Desiree, absolutely, is an OBGYN. And like I said, though, there should be no reason to put anything inside your vagina. Everything there should be, and I have to caution you because I hit panic mode a little while ago. If you are older, if you are like 40 and up, and you're going through your stages of premenopause, know that your body is changing. Your body is changing, and you may wonder why you smell differently. As long as there's no overbearing discharge or horrible, horrible odor, know that it's a natural thing. And any man that you're dealing with needs to be a man and realize that the odor does, the vagina does have an odor, and changing hormones. Also, you'll have an odd smell at times right before your period and right after. And just they need not be stupid. I don't know. They've put bitches is putting chemicals up there now to where it has no odor and it smells all sunshine and rainbows, and they think something is wrong if there's any type of smell. If it's not a god awful, oh, something's definitely wrong smell. A vagina indeed has an odor, because let's grow the fuck up. It's an internal organ. It is not an external organ. And you may have, like I said, and you may have odd or different odor as you get older and you're beginning to have hormonal changes and go through menopause. And your odor also definitely can vary according to your diet and what you eat. Okay? Okay. Did anybody have any questions? Is there anything that anybody wanted to discuss that we did not discuss? Me too, Bella. I will water, fruit, and then also what they were talking about in one of the a group one day that I was in. If you wear underwear that have a color to them, your vaginal secretions will indeed cause a bleaching effect, can indeed cause a bleaching effect to your underwear. So it's not odd to have the crotch of your underwear, if you even turn colorful. I rarely even wear underwear unless it's that time of the month, or I'm wearing something that needs to, like, okay, if I put on my yoga pants, I put on a pair of, boy shorts where you don't see the seam or whatever, because that's just a lot of shaking and jiggling if you got on yoga pants or some leggings. But if I'm in like a pair of solid jeans or shit, I don't put on underwear. It's good to get some air down there. And that's how you get, if you build up too much friction, moisture, and warmth, that's how you generate yeast infections. Although the only time I've ever gotten yeast infections, if I take a strong antibiotic, I just tell them, if they prescribe me a strong antibiotic, right off top, I'll be like, go ahead and give me the pill for a yeast infection, because it's coming. But other than that, I don't. Chris, you do cleansings and you basically have to wait it out. Chris, you have to do physical cleansing. You can do spiritual cleansing. I had a friend in Houston ask me this, because I was talking about, and I still need to look into it, y'all. It's one of the things I'm going to look into as I grow, because I need to. Yoni steaming. What? Yes, yoni steaming. V-steam, it's called. And I had my mom's best friend, gay friend, ask me, does it work for men too? Yes, it absolutely does. So Chris, V-steaming, yoni steaming, vaginal steaming can be done for men as well. And that really helps as well with soul ties. And it's a form of intense genitalia area cleaning. So yes, it does. So men can get a V-steam as well. Where to seek one is going to be your local spas, day spas, and places of that nature. Is going to be where you're going to search in order to find a V-steam or a yoni steaming. What do they call it if it's just general? There was a name. They call it, they word it different for men. They always try to give it a... So yes. And you can order kits to do it at home as well. You can order a kit to do it at home as well. The truth about steaming for men. It's just genital steaming, they call it. So yes. Men, lingam steaming. Chris. It's what they've called it for men. Lingual steaming. It's the herbal steaming. The herbal steam brings gentle heat to the body and encourages oxygen-rich blood flow to the pelvic bowl. And then it's also good for hemorrhoids as well. But basically, herbs, just like a body, just like a salt bath or my spiritual cleansing salt bath, it's the same thing. They add herbs and they add cleansing herbs and things to the steam in order to clean. So it's for men, it's called lingam steaming, or you can just call it genital steaming in general. They have some that you can do at home. Here's one. Actually, it pulled up as I Goddess Detox Queen's Vaginal Steam Herbs. That one's $95. They have a whole at-home steaming sauna, but that shit is $16. Why is that more expensive than the actual? Okay, this was the best one. Peach Care Yoni Electric Steaming Seat with Yoni. And see, this one is simple. Why do they want $12,000? Peach Care Yoni Steaming Electric Seat. There's several. Yoni Steam Seat, Steaming Throne, Fem Detox for $41.99. Here's two. You can pull them right up on Amazon. Okay. There's another one. Magic V Steam Yoni Steam Seat Kit. This one goes right over your toilet. So there are options. You can pull them right up. And yes, Chris, they are good for men as well. And this one comes, the Yoni Steam, Amazon, $39.99. It goes right over your toilet. And it comes with herbs and everything. So you have lots. Then there's some, once you have, for instance, once you've purchased your own steam spa or a thing to do it, the pot to do it, or the portable vaginal spa. They have several kinds, like I said. And once they have one, then they have herbs that you can order to do it as well, which I'm going to create my own. So y'all, once y'all get your herbal pot, your steam pots, let me know. And I will be marketing that as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to get on that this week. That'll be my next line of herbs, y'all. I'm going to do Yoni steaming herbs, and that'll be available coming up shortly. I'll let you know when it's ready. Okay, but here's some online. Devi Steam Yoni steaming herbs. Yoni steaming herbs. So that'll be my next thing. Let me do my research, and I'll have some up next. Yes, sir. So, Chris, that's another good way. Absolutely. And to help detox. Goddess Detox. Okay? Oh, Lord. We got a troll. Okay, Bella says, do you think remaining abstinence will help the universe bring you the person you deserve? Like if you're sleeping around, are you sending the wrong vibes to the universe on what you're okay with or what you want? Bella? I have to honestly say, I just don't damn know. I just don't know. Because it seems like, how can I put it? I'm going to go out on a limb and I would have to say yes. Because think about what is required of you. Yes, absolutely yes. Because I have to think about a lecture that, what is his name? He's He's a Santeria practitioner and speaker, and he was speaking upon what happens if you've never had sex. Shit, if you've never had sex, Chris, I would assume that I would hope that you've at least masturbated. Even if you've never connected with another person, I would still assume that your sacral chakra area would need some type of stimulation or compensation, I suppose. I guess, because I don't. It just doesn't. I need a person. I need a connection. So it's rare that I even successfully can masturbate. But moving forward, enough about me. Um, I don't know, Chris. I would think that it would, because if you ever watched a movie where there was somebody who was extremely spiritually gifted, that it was said that they're supposed to remain a virgin or they would lose their gift, or their gift would become not as strong. But I would think that would be more so because you take on energies that may not have the same gifts, and it may make a difference. Um, if you notice, it's always the virgin. And back in the days, if they were oracles, there were to be virgins. There were to remain virgins. So I don't know, Chris. I don't know how that affects you spiritually if you've really just never had sex. But came on. I mean, right. Spirit should be encouraging some type of sexual stimulation because, like it says, according to the sacral chakra, I'm gonna read it to you. So you again, if y'all probably haven't heard it in a while, but let me answer Bella's question and then let me read this to you, and maybe you'll help you understand the importance of keeping a healthy sacral chakra. Bella, I'm gonna say this. I was listening to, I can't remember his name. He's a Santeria high priest, and he was lecturing on men and how men seek wives, but they have not prepared themselves to be a husband. And in order to do so, they must go on a journey of celibacy. Because basically, that can be there may be times within a marriage where that's required. Where like earlier where I said I might have buffered because I just blinked. Where like I said earlier, I taught my sons that you need to know how to you're gonna clean, you're gonna cook. All my boys can cook. They can clean, they can do their laundry, they can keep that house clean, they can shake babies. My middle son has no babies, but when we drop Aubrey off over there, when he babysat in between, he took shifts when Aubrey was an infant and everybody and my daughter went back to work and I wasn't living here yet. I was a few towns over. They rotated out. They worked their schedules when everybody took care of Aubrey. My oldest son, dumbass, love him, but dumbass. My oldest son, he's 30. I've been a grandma since he was 14. That bitch, that little fucker, came home crying, Mama Shatara is pregnant. At 14, bitch. 14. So by the time he was 15, right before his 15th birthday, I got my first grandson. Bitch. Anyway, he didn't stop. I have 6 grandchildren currently. Aubrey is the only one that is not by him. He has 5 children. He's 30 years old. I had him right before my 16th birthday. I have 5. He has 5. And most of them, all of them except for one, were pretty much born, and the last one, Egypt, which she'll be here Saturday. Y'all seen her when she was tiny. Were born in our household. So everyone in our household knows how to shake a baby, how to change a diaper, how to make a bottle, how to take care of a baby. And he was little when the twins and his little sisters and brother were born. So he knows how to care for babies. And he knew how. It wasn't new when his baby popped out at 15. And he knew more than the mama knew about how to take care of a baby. So basically, They were prepared. And so what he taught was something similar to that. What he said when he spoke about men that are wanting to be husbands, one of the things that they needed to do was embark on a journey of celibacy. Because sometimes within a marriage, because you are required to be faithful and loyal to your wife. It is disrespectful for yourself. It is disrespectful to your union. It is disrespectful to your ancestors. It is disrespectful to whatever God governs you. That you are to be faithful to your wife and loyal to your wife and your family. And that sometimes within that marriage, there may come times where your wife cannot have sex. For instance, like I told my sons, if your wife gets put on bed rest and during a pregnancy, she also can't fuck. There can be nothing in that vaginal area to disturb that placenta, that fetus, that cervix, whatever it is that is having the issue and maintaining the pregnancy to where she needs to be up off of her feet. There are conditions that are very serious, like with my mom who had placenta previa. There are conditions where the cervix is not strong enough to maintain the pregnancy, and a certain point in the pregnancy, usually between 5 and 6 months, the doctor will perform what's called a cerclage, where they sew the cervix shut in order to maintain the pregnancy and retain the fetus within the woman's womb. And during these times, there can be months on end where a man needs to keep it in his pants or just be heaving his hand tonight. And so celibacy he preached that celibacy was something that men needed to practice and embark on before even waging or going on the path in order to find a wife. Because how do you know? At any given time during that marriage, there may be some reason why your wife cannot perform. There are issues that medically women go through to where you may have to retain sex. And if you are not strong enough, if your loin is not strong enough to go without for a period of time, then you're going to have an issue. You're going to want to run out there and fuck the next woman, and that ain't cool. So Bella, I'm going to have to say yes from that aspect as to where if you are preparing yourself to be a wife, that is something that you may need to. However, it's also not an issue that too many women have a problem with. Usually, we can go without it and be okay for long periods of time. And usually, we don't have too much of an issue in the physical for being loyal and faithful to a man. Usually, we don't have a problem in being loyal to a man and being faithful. Usually that's not an issue. Keeping it in our pants is not right. Thank you, Taja. It's usually not an issue for us. Usually that's them that's got the problem keeping their pants zipped up. Hey, mama, you go night-night? You go night-night? Come give me some loving. Give me some loving. Don't cry. You don't want me now? Say I love you. Say night-night, everybody. I love you. I love you. Night-night. Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, night-night. Good girl. You talking to everything. Thank you. I love you. You smell so fresh and clean. You got a full bath tonight? Yeah. You got full bath? Oh, Lord, she's fascinated with my lipstick now. You got full bath? You got to have all the fun? Yeah, leave it on. Yes, you gotta leave it on like me, Mom. I know, leave me alone. I drank 1 cup. I've been only doing 1 cup though. But usually I can and go right to sleep. Okay, I love you. I love you. Give me a squeeze. No, you not. You ready for bed. She ready. She had her bath. Uh-oh. We got lipstick. I love you. Okay. Love you. Oh. Night night. Oh, night night. Oh. Night night. Night night. Okay. That's my baby. So yes, Bella, from that aspect of it, I know, didn't she? She sounded so sad. From that aspect of it, Bella, I'm gonna say I would have to say I think it's a personal choice. But for me, celibate is my thing. I'm I'm like this. If I rarely even get sexually aroused if I'm not attracted, if I'm not in love with someone. If there's not somebody that I want and someone that I love and want like that, cause like I don't even I have to love a person. I have to have a person even in order to get sexually aroused. I really don't even. So it's not even like an issue for me like that. I which sucks because I want a person. I love to have sex. I'm a very high sex drive. If I love somebody, I'm gonna fuck them daily. I'm gonna be on their last and they be like, "Damn, woman again." Yes, but I just don't. It's rare I even get sexually aroused if I don't have someone to be aroused for. But let's look at Yeah, I know. Yours was in his feelings, Desiree. I know. So what the solar plexus chakra says, and let me read it. Let me read completely. Located between our navel and our sternum, our solar plexus is truly the sun center of our being. No, sacral. Located in the lower abdomen between the navel and the genitals is the energy center of our sacral chakra. Connected to our sciatic nerve and often referred to as the seat of life, our sacral chakra is our focal point of change, and emotional connection, pleasure, and balance. Within the element of water, the gifts of the yin and yang, we find balance between our masculine and feminine energies, and we come home to our natural expression of sexuality and sensuality. This card is an invitation to pursue genuine connection in relationships and allow yourself to be open and sharing with the deeper aspects of your being, to develop trust and acceptance, and to honor the beauty and sacred within your intimate relationships. If we block the energy of our sacral chakra, we block the flow of pleasure, abundance, and creativity in our life. We become closed, brittle, and stagnant. You heard it, card. It said we become closed, brittle, and stagnant, which is not good. We develop unhealthy cravings and desires, but within the balance of the Svadhisthana, which is the Sanskrit name for your sacral chakra, we are able to move harmoniously with the ebbs and flows in life. So in other words, if you're not getting any, you're going to be cranky as fuck. You're going to be cranky and you're going to be irritable and you're going to be on edge and you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be brittle and stagnant. It can block, I've heard of people that are creative people, artists, musicians, writers, so forth, having a block or a lack of desire or inspiration because they're not fucking. Okay? Our being becomes fluid and we smoothly progress on the journey of life, enjoying blissful moments and taking challenges in our stride. We let go of the need to control life and just go with the flow. You know that you deserve pleasure and abundance in your life. Begin with the basic connection to your senses and allow yourself to explore simple pleasure, creative expression, and an intimate connection as a doorway into a more rich experience into your world. Okay? Please refer to the sacral chakra table on page 117 for detailed information about this energy center. Let's check out page 117 and see what it says. So I don't know how being a virgin affects harmonious balance characteristics. If you're receptive, if you're positive, a positive relationship to the body, ability to, which means being comfortable with yourself, ability to accept change, sharing emotions freely with ease, nurturing, ability to express feelings and desires, ability to be creative and see different perspectives, ability to let go, friendly, calm, and kind, doing things for pleasure and enjoyment, indulging in creative activities, and following through with creative ideas. The glands that it controls, the ovaries and the testicles, archetypes, the lover, the martyr, planet Jupiter, also the moon, astrology, Pisces and Scorpio, gems, agate, quartz, calcite, garnet, carnelian, orange topaz, fluorite, and diamond, oils, jasmine, orange, mandarin, neroli, and ylang. Physically governs the lungs, the kidneys, the sex organs, the pelvic, the lower back, reproductive systems, urinary system, bladder, spleen, colon, small intestine, and your immune system. Attributes your emotion, relationships, control, sensuality, pleasure, desire, sexuality, creativity, and healing. Element is water. Location, of course, between the pubic bone and the navel, and color orange. Okay, and you got that. Svadhisthana, sweetness means sweetness. Spleen and chakra. Okay, spleen chakra, also known as the spleen chakra. Okay. Okay, wait, there was more. Feeling joy and passion, feeling positive about life, a regular menstrual cycle, which is true. If you ever notice, if you've gone a long period of time without having sex, your menstrual cycle can get off if you're a female. Abundance, openness, awareness of the need to nurture appetites, desire to know when enough is enough, emotional stability, ability to be comfortably express sexuality and sexual desires, able and willing to honor your own sexual boundaries, allowing oneself to feel, acknowledging emotions. So if your sacral chakra is out of balance, you're going to be compulsive, obsessive, and controlling. You may suffer from addictions, unwilling to socialize, unable or unwilling to socialize. I socialize with y'all. Guilt, jealousy, reproductive problems, disorder in the organs governed by this chakra, such as breathing problems or urinary tract problems, overeating, undereating, repressed emotions, need new relationships or environments frequently. I talked about that. The need to jump from person to damn person. The illusion of being in love versus actually loving someone. Overly rigid or loose sexual boundaries. So if you're not open to fucking, or you're fucking too much, like I said, I've said this before too, your sacral chakra can be either over or underactive. Trauma, feeling that you don't deserve pleasure, inability to express feelings, negative, worried, or obsessed thoughts about sexuality and sexual desires, the inability to let go of the past, linking self-worth with what you do or do not have, suppressing natural needs, overindulging desires, overexerting yourself and energy, depression, feeling unsure and easy when faced with sexual or emotional issues, emotionally dependent on people or possessions, money or desires are priority when making choices. Okay. How to tend to the sacral chakra. Nurture your needs, show love to yourself, allow pleasure in your life, have a meal or chat with friends, family, or colleague, do something that brings you pleasure, be social, express sensuality, take rest, take time out, walking, bathing, or yoga, movements that flow, such as dancing or swimming. Foods that you can eat. Sweet orange foods, carrot, pumpkin, sweet potato, melon, squash, oranges, increase water intake, enjoy the sensual nature of food. Color all shades of orange, and then the affirmations. It goes into the affirmations, and there you go. So that being said, Chris, I would think that if you were a virgin, I don't know how that would affect. I don't know. I don't know if you hadn't had none ever. I would still think, like I said, that maybe that you had like at least had a one-on-one time a lot, that if they had masturbated quite a bit. Why, you taking somebody's virginity, Chris? Bella, I knew of there were certain players when I worked for the Houston Astros. I heard his wife was there. Two of them, their wives were. We were in the bathroom, and they were talking about how they don't fuck the whole season. She was like, he doesn't. He does not have sex the entire season. He feels like it throws his game off. So she was like, I know he's not. He's not fucking me or anybody else. And I was like, wow. I don't know if I could. I could not. I don't think I, honey. And then the other one was saying that her husband would suck like a rabbit. He's off the chain anyway. That particular player is off the chain anyway. He is so off the chain. So yeah. People don't like you because you're honest, Kmar. That's my issue. That's why people don't like me. I don't have time for your bullshit. And then I'm an empath. So I can sense things like when you're lying or when you're not genuine. And instantly, I don't want to be around you at that point. The minute I sense that someone is lying or they're not on the up and up, they're not genuine, I'm not trying to deal with you. I'm not trying to be around you. I'm just not. That's just how I really feel. I once I pick up on an off vibe, I'm not interested. And then I'm brutally honest. People always want to ask me for my opinion or my advice, but then when what comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth, they don't appreciate, they don't like it. But you asked me. If you want the truth, I'm not the one. If you don't want the truth, I'm not the one to ask. And then I have not popular opinions about a lot of things. I really do. I really do. I have unpopular opinions about things like child support, the creation of children as a whole. Like, men have condoms in this country. In other countries, they have a birth control pill for men. In this country, they have condoms. That's all they got. And women have been known to poke holes in those and steal those. Then women want to pop up pregnant by a dude who did not ask you to have their child. You lied. You said you was on the pill. You was getting the shot. You had other you know what I'm saying? You know how often dudes get trapped? And I think that's a horrible thing. And then they have no say-so in the process. I think their waiver should be signed. I think that if we did not agree to have a baby, and you sat there and told me you were on a form of birth control, and your ass lied, and your ass got pregnant, and you decide you want to keep it, that man should be void of having to support that child. Or if I really do. Because I'm like Digital Underground said, a fair exchange ain't no robbery. We both agreed to lay down and have sex. If we discussed it ahead of time, and that was not our intent, babies are for couples who agreed to have them. And there are too many birth control devices out here available to women to be talking about it was a damn mistake. If it was an honest mistake, and he says, okay, I'm with you, then fine. But if he agrees not to, and you agree to keep it, then I still believe that you should be on your own. A man should not. They don't have any say-so. I feel horrible for them. They don't have any say-so. They have no say-so. You can just trap the fuck out of a man and have him bound to your ass and puppet his life damn near for 18 years. I had a whole relationship trashed because of baby mama drama. and create and mama drama because of kids that other women created and left his mama to raise, which gave her control over him, which was still like the very first worst form of baby mama drama ever. Shit. It was horrible. Right, Marie, but you were married. You made that child during a marriage. There is a difference. There is a difference. I never filed for child support on either one of my Kelsey's father or my oldest son's father. My oldest son's father, because he got sick. And I didn't want to do that. His wife had enough burden on her hands. He got married and they had 3 kids. And since my son was like 6 years old, his kidneys failed. And that man was on dialysis from that time until the time he died in 2017. He died the same week as my husband. My son lost his biological father and his stepdaddy in the same damn week. And so I didn't file for child support. He had enough on his hands. He knew his son. He had a relationship with his son. He would still periodically do when they could and buy things for his son. They would go school shopping time every year, damn near. They would call me and be like, we got Evan a pair of Jordans, we got Evan this, we got Evan that, and I will go pick it up or they would drop it off. So it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? When he did, and he knew, my son knew who his father was, and he had a relationship of sorts, and he at one point even took care of him. When I was having trouble with his ass when he was about 11 or 12, he had him for like a school year. So I never filed child support. I didn't put that financial burden further on him. He was already on disability. Disability don't pay shit. And his wife was struggling. She was basically doing it by herself because he was really legit sick. So I never filed for child support. I landed a formidable stepdaddy. And we took care of our children, and that my son called him dad, and they were even cool. I wasn't cool with how cool my husband was with my baby daddy. I was like, what you mean y'all hanging out? Well, we just going to chill, play some games, and smoke a blunt. I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with y'all being cool like that. I was like, I talked to my mom about it one time. I was like, Sean and Tario been hanging out. And she was like, well, that's good. Then I was like, I'm not comfortable with it. She was like, I don't think they talk about you. They probably don't talk about you. I was like, I don't know, and I don't like it. But it was, we went over there. They come to our house for functions. We go over there for birthday parties and cookouts when we were all still living in Houston. And it was a good thing. Now, my oldest daughter, Kelsey's father, that's who I should have put on child support, but I still didn't. Because at the end of the day, I had it. Like I said, I landed a formidable stepdaddy. He didn't show up. He never sent a dime to help with her. And he had the answer to her. And now she knows that he's full of shit. And he had to pay that consequence. Said to me, last conversation I had with him, he said, and I quote, she don't even call me daddy. She calls your husband daddy. And she calls me Jarrell. Well, whose fault would that be? Not mine. I never denied you access to your child. I never spoke negatively of you to her. She got grown and developed her own opinion about you. That's you. Right, you can't. That was crazy. And with my ex, I attempted to have a positive relationship with his child's mother. One of them I did. I feel for her. The one that his mom's raising, the daughter that his mom had, that took away from me like I wasn't capable of. Long story. Y'all know the story. Marie, you know the story. Her mom she battled with addiction, which is how they were able to take, his mom was able to take her child from her. And I spoke to her. When I had her daughter, when I was taking care of her, I would send her pictures, and she was very kind, and she was legit, and she was so grateful. I even let her come see her. She didn't interact with her because she didn't want to freak her out because she didn't know her like that. She left they took her when she was 2. and she didn't know her mom. But I would let her know when I was at the park with her when she would come and watch her play, and I would send her pictures of her like after I did her hair and when she got ready for school. And he didn't even know that he hated her, and he didn't even know that I had a relationship with her, and I didn't feel like it was right and that she should still know how her child is in this world. And so I had a relationship with her, and it was good. And when his mom came and took her, like made up a lie and came and took her, she begged me. She was like, please get my child away from that woman. Don't let Lori raise my child. And I tried, but I just couldn't get her back. She wouldn't give her back, and he wouldn't put his foot down and go get her. But his other baby mama gave me hell for 7 years, and I tried to be kind to her and tried to be nice to her, and she stabbed me in my back every chance she got. She was just crazy and just difficult, and so I had to leave that alone. But I think and she trapped him. She trapped him. It was over. He was about to leave. He was leaving to come back here. He met her in Texas. He was leaving to come back here. She asked him to spend one last night with her, and the bitch got pregnant. Called him 2 months later after he had left her and said, we're pregnant. And then stayed salty for years because he didn't want to return to her crazy ass. And I feel some kind of way. That's the one I said if I ever were to see on sight, I might be moved to violence. Damn. Good. That's good. Marie, then and wow, he should. Because I know I know the situation as to why you left. So absolutely. He damn sure should have had to pay all that. Definitely. So, but I never filed for child support for either of them. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you got to answer to your child as to why you never did shit. And one time when she was little, she called him and asked him for something. And he said he would send it and never sent it. And then she went to stay with his mother several times. Kelsey went to stay with his mother several times. And he wouldn't even help his own mother with her when she needed something. And I had to go get her. So, wow, okay, Ma. So that's, like I said, Kma, a lot of people dislike me too. I have a lot of unpopular opinions about a lot of things. Like I said, child support is one of them. On the other hand, like if you got pregnant, if dude was broke when you got pregnant, if this dude was broke when you got pregnant, why are you going to file for child support now? You knew his ass was broke when you laid your ass up and got pregnant. Where'd you expect some money to come from? Where do you expect some money to come from if he was broke when you was fucking him? How does that work? Right, Marie, right, came out, they expect somebody to get blood from a turnip. I don't agree with that. There's so much I don't agree with. Like I said, the other thing is withholding sex. I don't feel like women should hold sex. It's not a bargaining tool. If it's something minor or petty, like we argued over something light and not like over abusive, because, well, if you abuse me on a certain level, I'm leaving, much less considering having sex with you. But if we argued over something petty or light, like I wanted to go somewhere you didn't want to go, you wanted me to go somewhere I didn't want to go, something like that, I'll have sex with you and go right back to being mad. I'm not withholding sex. I will not send my man out there all unhappy and unsatisfied. You not. I will do what I got to do. What else? Like I said, I have a lot of unpopular opinions, and came on, you're like me, you're brutally honest. When you're brutally honest, people don't want to fuck with you because people don't like the truth. They say they do, but they really don't. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't. I'd rather you tell me the truth. Don't sugarcoat shit. Because I don't want to find out later. I want to know now. Let me know what I'm dealing with up front. Don't play. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm working with my rose petals. So yeah, a lot of women, especially females. I've never had a lot of female friends. Never had a lot of female friends. There's been very few that I've been able to have. I've never had female friends because most of the men were always looking at me, and I've never had male friends because most of them were always looking at me. And then I just told somebody the other day, a dude was like, well, can we just be friends? And I was like, no, because I'm seeking a relationship. And when I get into a relationship, I do not have male friends. If I get into a relationship, then my man is my friend. Period. I'm not trying to have a bunch of and I don't put those restrictions on my man because I don't want to seem like overbearing or controlling like that, but I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm your best friend. You're my best friend. I don't need a bunch of other male friends. I'll have like Facebook male friends, but as far as like a dude that I'll like go hang out with or be talking to that my man doesn't know about or inboxing or having inappropriate discussion or dudes that I used to have, anybody I used to have sex with, I'm not interested. I'm not trying to, but I don't deal with my exes. My ex is not about to be my friend. Once I get into a relationship, any private contact with any man is cut off. So I was like, we would establish, I told dude, I was like, I would establish a friendship with you only to cut you off the minute I get into a relationship. Because I don't do male friends when I'm within a relationship. My man is my friend. Nigga, move around. I don't need to, he's all I need as male friend wise. That's it. If I have any gay friends, he'll be aware that this is my gay friend. Period. And it would probably be obvious that this is my gay friend. Like, he thinks you're cute, baby. I just don't believe in it. And he was like, for real? He was like, so you don't, and I was like, because I don't believe, no, I don't. I don't believe that men and women can be just friends like that. You want to fuck. That's just how I feel. Like, they really want, that'd be like, it's just, they're just waiting on their chance for you to take them out of the friend zone. Or for you to come to them crying and they can hit it. I'm not. They be waiting in the wings for you. You still with that dude? Yep. I'm still with that dude. Move around, bruh. I don't play that. And I prefer that my man feel the same way. Everybody's going to have, every man is going to have female associates. But please don't let me catch you inboxing another chick. Because I'm not about to be inboxing no other dude. Period. Like I said, my boyfriend from high school, when his mom passed, I reached out. I gave him condolences, but the first thing out of my mouth, the first thing I typed when I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I heard, "Tell your queen I said hello," because he's married, beautiful wife, beautiful family, lives in Colorado. And I said, "Tell your queen I said hello. I'm sorry to see that your mom passed. She was a very sweet lady. She was really kind to me. Blah, blah, blah. My condolences. I know his cousin. We all went to school together. Tell Keisha I said, I'm sorry. She lost her grandma. Da, da, da. Dot, dot, dot. I'm That is it. But first thing, tell your wife, tell your queen. I said hello. It ain't like that. I don't play them games. I'm not about to get no, I'm not interested in anybody else's husband. And like when the chicks pop into this chat, y'all see how I do them asking about somebody else's husband. We're just friends. No. No, that's somebody's husband. He doesn't have any friends. He has a wife. That's his friend. Bitch, move around. I don't play that because that's what leads to shit. She's my friend. That's my play cousin. That's my god sister. I mean, if that's legit like your god sister, that's one thing. Like, is that your mama's best friend's daughter or something? You know what I mean? If you really, really, but then that's somebody that would become, I would know or get to meet or say hi. You know what I'm saying? And no, other than that, nah, the play cousin shit and we hanging at, nah, you're not spending time out quality time with no other chick. I'm so sorry. I don't play them games. That's disrespectful bullshit and that's doorways to bullshit. I don't do that. And I'm not spending no time with any other dudes. You're it. I'm your best friend. You're mine. That's it. The truth is hard for women with no kids out here. Ain't too many men signing up to feed a mini football team. Ah. Hey, myself told this lady with 7 kids not to leave her husband because chances of her finding a good man was slim. She got mad at me. It's true though, okay, Mom? It's true. And if she does find a man, he's gonna be with her simply because he wants to blend right in with the rest of the children and lay up off of her food stamps and her housing and not have to do shit. He's gonna become child number 8. And be sitting on the couch with her boys playing PlayStation all day. Watch. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm a 37-year-old woman, and I've been celibate for 2 years. What? I've been celibate for 2 years.
Where'd that come from?
I want to know, is that the reason why?
What's the philosophy here? You're not a virgin. You got 2 people came out of you. What's going on?
No, you did not.
Oh, no, you did not have the nerve to bring vagina out here and close it up at 37 years old with 2 kids out here. So you meet a man, a good guy. You think you're going to be celibate for what? What, till you married?
Yes.
You got your goddamn mind. I wish I would meet a 37-year-old with 2 kids and think you're going to be shit. You're almost 40 years old with 2 kids. Talking about celibate? You need to be trying to get that shit away to secure a man.
I'm a 37-year-old woman, and I've been
wow. I mean, I like I said, I'm not prude. I will give it to the person that I feel needs to have it. But I'm not holding out till marriage and no shit like that. But I am holding out for a genuine connection and somebody who cares about the individual attached to the vagina. Then he can get it. But other than that, I'm good. I'll wait until somebody genuinely gives a fuck about me. Other than that, I feel an emotional attachment to. If I feel comfortable giving it to somebody, I will. But like I said, in my experience, unless I have, I'm demisexual. Why is my text not send? Right, he said you're trying to give it away. I'm not trying to get, and I don't even have any kids. I don't have any kids. I'm done. Unless somebody's willing to pay for that. Like I said in the last one, Chris freaked out talking about, she said just $4,000. I did. I said it's only $4,000. If that's what it means to you to get a baby out of me, then you'll get my tubes untied, and that's what we'll do. But if you don't, and that would let me know that you're committed to the fatherhood. But other than that, that's what it's gonna take. Because I'm not popping the baby out for no random ID. I'm glad. It would take some work to get one out of me at this point because it would prove your loyalty. She said, I'll give it to you if you ask the right way. I need more than just asking. I need at least the promise of a solid connection. Right, and take care of this baby. That's right, Marie. Because if he's willing to say, okay, baby, I got the 4,000, let's get your tubes untied, and we're going to have a family. First of all, that would require that there would be a marriage before you get that, first of all, because you would have to be my husband for me to go through that and have your baby. And I just want a small ceremony. It don't have to be no elaborate ass wedding, but there probably wouldn't be no more than 20 to 30 people there. Unless you want something big, but for $4,000, you can damn sure have the tube ligation reversal, and we can have a child. But it would have to, and then that's concrete, because you're not gonna pay $4,000 for somebody and not be there in their life. I promise you that. Did you? What did he say, Kmar? I gotta go potty, y'all. Lord Marie. Look, y'all, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wrap up Cosmic Chat because I think we covered everything. I'm gonna wrap up Cosmic Chat and I'm gonna come back and we'll do questions and we'll finish talking shit. Okay? Bless his heart. He's so brave. He is so brave. All right, y'all. Well, this has been Cosmic Chat. I think we said all that we needed to say about the sex. We covered everything from squirting to G-spots, man's G-spot, the prostate, and we talked about the emotional and metaphysical ties, soul bonds, and even talked about genital steaming. So I think we covered everything. I love you guys. What time is it? Shit, right, because it's 11. All right, so this has been Cosmic Chat and other things. And I'm going to log off, run to the potty, and then I'll be back and we'll do some questions and have open chat. I love y'all. Thank you all for being here. See you in a minute. Let me grab my sweater.